beautiful soul. Welcome to the Quantum Business Queen podcast. This podcast is a vortex for activating wealth, riches, and boss bitches. It is here that I teach multi-dimensional business. Our content will fall under 3 different categories: 5D quantum creation, 4D frequency alchemy, and the most potent 3D strategy. Every aspect of business that contributes to the creation of success is covered here. Plus, I will be personally interviewing the most amazing boss bitches that are at the forefront of the game, paving the way for money, magic, and magnetism in business. Let's get ready to activate all of that within you. Welcome to this week's episode of the Quantum Business Queen podcast. So this is the last of the trilogy sequence. We're going to be diving into really potent, aligned 3D strategy and how when you nail some of the tips that I give you in this episode, this is where clients come seemingly out of nowhere. This is how you upgrade your business to the next level. This is how you can smash through your income plateaus and really how you can scale your business. So you're really not going to want to miss this episode. So without further ado, beautiful soul, here it is. Okay, structure, strategy. Let's look at strategy. Number 1 is obviously there's all different strategies. Okay, there's no one size fits all strategy ever. That's the great news because online business can be tailored to you, which I'm going to talk to you about how I can support you in tailoring your business to you in a really accessible way. When I say accessible, I'll be able to tailor your business to you in a way that won't break the bank at all. You need to have a scalable business model. You need to have a model that's one to many that you can scale and rinse and repeat. And I'm telling you what worked for me. But okay, here's the thing. Spiritual people, listen to this. It's going to be important that you nail the messaging around this. You need to know what people are buying and what actually sells online. This is crucial. Historically speaking, people will pay money for 3 things. And we need to create powerful messaging around one of these 3 things. You choose where you fit into the category. People pay money for wealth. So how to invest, how to build business. You pay me for wealth. I'm ultimately showing you how to make a ton of money and freedom, right? People pay for that. People pay for wealth. People pay for health. Here's how you lose this in this many days. Here's how you feel this. Here's how you get rid of this ailment. So people will pay for health. And then people pay for relationships. So health, wealth, relationships are the 3 main things people pay for online. Look, there are other things as well, but if it doesn't land, shall I say, in one of those categories, then we would need to work together to really refine what the transformation is in a really powerful way. So it speaks to people, gives you credibility, and immediately people are happy to pay you for it. Have a scalable business, number 1. Number 2, have powerful messaging around what you do, around the transformation. Knowing that people only buy transformation. They don't actually buy information. How do I know that? Information is freely sourced. I've spoken about this time and time again in my podcasts. Knowledge is not power anymore. You can put a question in ChatGPT and they will give you step-by-step everything. Knowledge is freely sourced everywhere to the point of where Elon Musk has open sourced patents. He doesn't protect his information. He knows it's not power. Knowledge is not power. It's what you do with it. This is why you actually hire mentors. Yeah, I have all this knowledge, but how do I plug these pieces in? How do I stay accountable? What's the next step? How do I illuminate the path so I'm not guessing? Guessing doesn't work, by the way. Let's say it might work, but it'll take a lot longer. Okay. My favorite way of doing business is funnels. Yes, I want to have you have powerful messaging. That's required. You can't be throwing content on the wall and hoping it sticks because it won't. You need to have a clear message. You need to have a clear transformation. You need to understand how to clearly speak to your audience. But then for me, the reason why my business kept going was because I knew how to speak to my audience. But one good funnel is all it takes. Now, the good news is that I have clients right now who are just pretty much doing the embodiment work, all the quantum work, and have done a fairly good job around the messaging and they're having the highest revenue months of their career. We have yet to implement the funnel. Now my mentor, I'm always like, okay, what's the next thing to get me to the like $1 million and beyond mark? She always says one good funnel. I love funnels. You can build one good funnel and your whole business gets to be automated in terms of the leads. One good funnel. One good funnel. So the good news is that I partnered with Ariel, my VA, who has an agency who builds funnels. So if you need help with that, that is an option that we can do for you. The next thing, so the 4 things, and look, the funnel is an optional thing. I like the funnel. I want automation. I want things to be coming so my life feels totally free. So I could technically take this masterclass, pop it on a funnel, have what I'm going to offer you guys on automation. And people just opting in and money and this ding, 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 ding gets to happen without me trying. That's what funnels get to do. The other thing, this is the most important thing, is you nurture and then deliver and delight. Give your clients the most beautiful experience so they can scream through the rooftops and be like, oh my gosh, this person's amazing. This is one of the most important aspects, I would say. Have processes for nurturing externally. Nurturing externally. So I do that through my social media, through my podcast, and through doing these 3 main ways I do that. My podcasts, my socials, give away free content, and my free masterclasses. That's how I nurture externally. Then internally, I am so devoted to my clients. I will do anything for them. I will bend over. I will move mountains as long as they meet me halfway. This isn't a me thing. This is a you thing too. And if you are going to step onto the plate and do whatever it takes, I will meet you there and beyond. Beyond. My clients are literally everything to me, and nothing brings me more joy than seeing people who thought they couldn't do it doing the damn thing. That's what I live for. That's what I live for. So think of 4 things. Scalable business model. How can I have a business model where I'm sending links, or I'm having people show up on a webinar where it's one to many, where I can have as many people as possible, but I'm only having to show up once or twice a month. That's scalable. How do I absolutely nail my messaging so people know, number 1, exactly what I do? It's so crystal clear. And the transformation I provide. It doesn't matter how you do it. And in fact, you can lose people too much if you talk about the how. I do Reiki and I teach you to journal. People don't care about that. Stop talking about that. Get into what I call authority messaging. So authority messaging is when you talk about tangible results. Here's an example. So for me, I was doing a whole spreadsheet on authority messaging, which means I took 10 clients who had really powerful results, and I broke down those results for each of those 10 clients, and I realized, oh my God, I helped 10 people make over 400K. I'm happy about that. That gives me credibility. All right. So then I broke down those results. I helped one client make 134K in 3 months. We did a 20K launch with another client. I helped another client make 41K in 1.5 weeks. Yes, there was strategy, but believe me, the embodiment work was crucial. Some of these people had no online presence. The one who made 134K, she had been online for a while. But it can happen to anyone, and it can happen quickly. I mean, these are an outline of some of the results. People want to see this. If you're going to hire a business coach, you want to know, number 1, have they done it themselves? Are they at where you want to be? Have they created what you want to create? Number 2, have they done it for their clients? Authority marketing will build trust and credibility immediately. So I recommend, look, if you don't have client results yet, that's okay. I used to just do this for myself. My whole thing in the beginning was when I first launched my business academy, I created multi-6 figures I think within the first 6 months, organically. And it felt like a fluke. That was my whole thing in the beginning. And then I started getting the client results. So then I was able to inject that. So if it's not your clients yet, how can you create authority marketing through your results? Don't be afraid to talk about money or any of that, please, guys. Get over that. Get over that stuff. When you see people leading the way, they're talking about this. Your own stories and limitations might take over. Be transparent. Be super transparent. So the girl this morning, my amazing client, we were on the Business Academy call. She said, Sarah, I've had my highest revenue month and it's January, all the month that people are talking about how it's going to be the lowest month or how the strategies you can put in place for it not to be low, whatever. Meanwhile, she effortlessly had her highest revenue month. And I said, I want you talking about that. And I want you speaking in numbers. And I want you to show people what is possible and break it down in specifics, because that's going to draw people in. So don't be afraid. If you're somebody who sells wealth, don't be afraid to talk about the money or business. You have to. Authority marketing is what converts. People will not buy from you if they don't trust you. It's the know, like, and trust factor. So trust is the first thing. How do you do that? Through authority marketing. So I'm always shouting stuff out through, I don't care what people think anymore about, oh, this and that, it's just, you get results. That's it. There's so many stories. So you get to talk about all this. Authority marketing is where it's at. Do authority marketing, talk about transformation, and then give value. How do I give value? Well, how do you do this? How can I get these results? I gave you a ton of value. Majority of it is quantum work. You can apply all this strategy, but if your belief systems are not allowing you to land in those abundant timelines, you're going to have anchors there the whole freaking time. The good news is that if your belief systems are aligned with abundant timelines, your success will not be linear. It will happen very quickly. That's quantum leaping, which is freaking awesome, right? Oh my gosh. I have so many stories with clients. I had one girl who had 0 presence on social media. I'm talking 0. No professional photos, very salt of the earth, hated showing her face online, which I'm sure a lot of us can relate to. And I forced her to show up, tell her story. She's a brilliant medium. I was like, tell the stories. People love stories. So this builds the like factor and the trust factor as well when you tell a real story. So I was like, get specific around your stories, around like your encounters with spirits and what would happen to you as a child, and talk about that you would know, all these things about people. Like, tell the very specific stories. She introduced herself. She told the very specific stories, which gave her credibility immediately and built trust immediately. And she said, comment below. I'm going to be putting together a course. Comment below if you want to be added to my Facebook group. She got so many comments that she was flagged for spam twice on Facebook, which was freaking awesome, right? So it's about messaging. It's about knowing how to speak to people, and it's about clearly articulating what you can do through authority marketing, through storytelling, and reaching your audience. When you can do this, it doesn't matter. Your success does not have to be linear when you understand the quantum as well. So she got banned from Facebook, or temporarily locked out of Facebook, because she got so many comments, and then she went and messaged every single person personally. Facebook was like, you're a spammer. But I loved it. I loved it. She got that much of a response from going like from 0 to 60 from one post. Okay. So here is how I can work with you. Now this is going to be amazing. I know one of you has already jumped into this. I am going to be doing a strategy intensive for the next 4 days. I'm going to put this out there for you guys. And it looks like you and I getting together, us having a full, I'm not even putting a time limit on it, probably will take around 2 hours, where I do a full social media audit. I do a full strategy plan, a messaging plan. We dive into your messaging. We dive into your transformation. We dive into exactly how we speak to your people. I'm going to help you create the same post that I helped this other girl create that created this frenzy on Facebook. I'm going to help you create a similar post. We're going to build out your offer suite so it is so delicious it sells itself. I'll help you automate the end-to-end processes in the back as well, because once people enter your world, you want them to have a beautiful experience. If a funnel is something you're interested in, I will give you a funnel strategy and a script. We won't build it for you, although that option is there, but we will build out the full funnel strategy. Happy to build it for you. Obviously, it's going to be more than what I'm going to quote you here, but I can also give you other options for it being built out. We're going to do a full energetic audit and upgrade. This is going to be one of the most important things. This is actually going to be the first thing we do, because once we do your full embodiment, your identity, your energetic audit and upgrade, from that place is where we build out your whole business plan. Now I'm talking morning routines, We're going to plug all of those pieces in for you and also give you a full 6 months of a business plan. I'm then going to give you instant messenger or Voxer access to me for a whole week. And you get permanent access to a portal where I teach you more about social media. So it's not just the couple of hours we spend together. You'll then have a portal you can go back to refer to. The other thing I'm going to do, if you opt in the next 48 hours, you get access to the Business Academy for a month, and I give you my Becoming Magnetic to Money course. So insane value. The portal that you would get in and of itself is worth 1111, let alone the time we spend together. It's USD. So it's about 1,500 AUD. And we can break it into 2 payments. So we will build your airtight strategy. You will not have to guess. We will build out your social media plan. We will build out your messaging plan. We'll build out your offer suite. Every single piece you need for business, you and I will build out together, and the next 6 months of a plan. So this is like an intensive in a couple of hours. And of course, you'll get everything. You'll get the recording. You'll get everything you need permanently. But if you are wanting to nail the next quarter or the next 6 months in business, and you need a plan and you need clarity around this, you and I are going to deep dive into every single aspect of the subconscious, of the conscious. So everyone always asks me for one-on-ones. Like if I do one-on-ones, do I do one-on-ones? No, I don't normally do one-on-ones unless you're in one of my containers. This is the chance where the next 4 days I'm offering myself to you one-on-one. We will dive into every aspect of your business, every aspect of your frequency. By the way, before I did any of this business stuff, I only worked with entrepreneurs and their energy as a kinesiologist. So my whole career was just working in energy. So we'll deep dive in that, and we'll build out an airtight plan for your business that is proven and that will get you results if you stick with it. So thank you for hanging out with me. Lots of love to you all. Mwah! Thank you so much for listening today, beautiful soul. I hope you got so much gold and were activated in such a way that you could step into your highest timeline of abundance and freedom, because it is more than possible for you. If that desire has been planted in your soul, it is so deliberate. If you wouldn't mind, please rate, review, subscribe to this podcast so that we can get this message into the hearts and ears of more amazing light beings across the world. I would love to continue this conversation with you, so feel free to get in touch on Instagram at sarah.tynan.quantumcoach. If you're a Facebook person, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Sarah Tynan International. And please don't ever forget, if your desire is there, it's because your destiny is there too. You just have to remember who you are. Bye for now, beautiful.